Hi everyone, it's Newman with Hooks to Hooks Crochet, and this video will explain how to do the single crochet stitch. I'm using Bernat Super Value yarn in Lush, which is a medium weight yarn, and an I9 5.5mm hook. So start by making a slip knot and chaining 20 chains plus 1 chain for your turning chain, so a total of 21 chains. To learn how to make a slip knot and chains, see my other videos by checking out the links in the information box below. So to begin, we're going to insert our hook into the second chain from your hook. Now this is where a lot of people can get confused. So I just want to clarify that the loop that's on your hook does not count as a chain and it does not count as a stitch. It is just a loop on a hook, no more, no less. So your first chain is that extra chain 1 we did at the end of the 20 chains. And we're going to skip over that. So we're going to insert our hook into the second chain from our hook. So again, I'm just going to pull this out and I just want to show you. It shows in my video how to count chains. But I just want to review it again. So the loop does not count as a chain. So there's this V, which is 1 chain, and then this V, which is another chain. And we're going to go into the second V. So I'm just going to reinsert my hook and tighten that back up. So again, we're going to skip this first stitch and we're going to go into the second stitch from our hook. So we'll insert our hook and then we're going to take our working yarn, which is the yarn that's attached to the ball, yarn over, then with our left thumb and left index finger we're going to grab the chains and we're going to pull up so that that middle loop that's on our hook goes over the top of the hook. And we're going to bring the 2 loops down onto the shaft again. So now we're going to yarn over again and we're going to pull through both of those loops. So through 1, 2, and make sure that the yarn that we yarned over ends up in the crook right here, the crook of the hook. Okay, and then pull that back down onto the shaft. Just gonna unzoom out a little bit. So now we go right into the next stitch and we'll do all of that again. So we will insert our hook, yarn over, pull up 1 loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. And go right into the next chain again. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And once more, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we're going to keep doing that until we get to the end. So I'm just going to speed up the video now and we'll slow it down when we get to the end because there's some important information at the end of this row and at the beginning of your second row. So just hang tight. And so we're just at our last stitch here. So we'll insert our hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops. So now we've completed our first row. So it should look something like this. It's not going to look like much now, but just keep in mind that as it grows, it will look better and better. So before we turn our work, so we have, let me just zoom out here. So our work is pointing to the left. We're going to flip this or turn it so that this is facing here. But before we do that, we need to make a turning chain. So since our next row will be single crochet as well, we're going to chain 1 and then turn our work to the left. Okay? And we're going to do pretty much the exact same thing. We're going to skip that first set of V's, or that first V, which is our chain 1, and we're going to go into the second V that we see from the hook. So the first V from the hook is the chain 1 that we just did, and the second V is the last stitch of the previous row. Is the top of the last stitch of the previous row. And I know this seems like a lot of information, and a lot of it you don't really need to know, but I wanted to explain it as thoroughly as I possibly could. So I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to go under both the front and back loop. Okay, so I'm just going to bring that up here so that you can see. So under the front loop and the back loop of that V. And we yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over again, and pull through 2 loops. And then we go into the next V. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And you'll just keep going down into all the V's until you get to the end. And then again, you will chain 1 and then turn your work. And then you'll just keep repeating. So again, we get to the end of that row and we yarn over, draw through 1 loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops, finish it, and then you yarn over and chain 1 and then turn your work. And then you'll just continue building up and building up and building up. So here's a finished swatch of all single crochet. This is about 22 rows of single crochet. Now, single crochet is excellent for baby blankets because little fingers can't get stuck in the holes, because as you can see, it's very tight and little fingers can't get in there and get stuck, and we don't want that for little babies. It's also really good for hats and beanies and toques that, as Canadians call them, we call them toques, because it doesn't let air in and out, so it keeps that warm air in. So there's another good use for the single crochet. Again, if this video helped you, give it a like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Facebook at Hooks to Hooks Crochet Group, on Twitter at Hooks2Hooks2, and on Instagram at Hooks to Hooks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.